So I thought I might do a live stream just to try it out. Never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. Uh, yeah, let's do it. So I'm out here in Kent, Ohio, which is by Cleveland, kind of, well, more like Akron, Ohio. Dropped a load. It's currently Friday, and got to grab something over the weekend. So looking for probably 600 miles, absolute minimum, and kind of the longer the better. However, I am trying to stay in the Midwest. Midwest was really good this week, so I want to just stay here. The weather's also really nice, so that's good, and it's flat, so weight is less of an issue out here. So I am looking to try to grab something. Let me clean my screen. Yeah, it's better. But looking to grab something. Just happened. There it goes. All right, there we go. Hello, Cheap Freight. You're the first person to ever comment on one of my live streams, so congratulations. But yeah, Friday, Akron, Ohio, trying to grab something to. I want to stay in the Midwest, but I also want to get something that's like at least 600 miles to kind of help me through the weekend. So that kind of leaves me to like Omaha, Nebraska, or Kansas City, or Minneapolis, that kind of area. Hello, KT. Thank you, Cheap Freight. I also haul cheap freight, according to people. So, but yeah, so I thought I might just do a live stream here and show you guys just like me booking loads out of Akron, Ohio. I'm going to be focusing on TQL, CH Robinson, and RXO. I do have access to a couple of other ones, but for right now, we'll just focus on these three. I can pull out my computer and like get on the DAT load board and get some of the other brokers. Good morning, Chester Smoke. Could pull out the computer and do all that, but currently I only have access to like maybe a dozen brokers, and a lot of them are just super small and they hardly ever have loads posted. So really, it's just TQL, CH Robinson, RXO are the big ones. I can also try hauling through Armstrong, but they don't have a lot of loads posted. I have hauled through them. So anyways, trying to find something out of Akron, Ohio, and figured I'd just live stream it. I don't know how this is going to go. We'll see how it does, how it works, but please forgive me if I bungle this first live stream, because I've never done it before. But all right, let's try TQL. And I think I could probably show you guys it if I turn it around, but it does have a post ID on there, so I can't like zoom it in and focus it for you, because I don't think they'd like me putting the post ID on a live stream with 7 viewers worldwide. So that's pretty good. All right, but there is the load board. Again, I'm not going to get it too close to you. And just trying to stay Midwest. Could go to Texas for a slightly longer load, but I don't really want to do that because the Midwest is doing really well right now. So I want to wake up on Monday in the Midwest, and if I have to grab like a shorter load to carry me through the weekend, only like 600 miles or something like that, I think that's fine because I wake up in the Midwest. Texas is probably fine, and I will go there if I have to, but I want to wake up on Monday in the Midwest because this week was real solid. So I want to try to stay here in the Midwest, and if I have to grab a shorter load, that's actually quite preferable. But loads going to Reno, Texas, Tennessee, doable. California, Arkansas, Arizona, Pennsylvania, New York. I can't go to New York. I don't have the permit. I never apply for that, the tag there. I probably should, but I don't have it. So this one I did make an offer on, actually already. So this one, again, let's see if I can cut off the. Yeah, I think I can cut it off there. So it's backwards, but Maumee, Ohio to Fridley, Minnesota. So that one is 650 miles. It's 100 miles of deadhead. I did make an offer on that for $14.50, so like $210 a mile or something like that. It gets me up to Minnesota, and Minneapolis really is where that is. And I thought that was okay. Keeps me in the Midwest. I prefer something longer. Prefer something to Omaha or something like that. However, this one's fine. And if I end up taking like, okay, instead of doing like a reset for 34 hours and then done, if I take like a day and a half on a reset, I'm fine with that. Texas would theoretically be better, but again, I want to stay in the Midwest, so that's what we're going for. So I did make an offer on that. And how TQL works is you just shoot out an offer. So like, I'll kind of show you. So yeah, I can't show. You hit a button at the bottom that says quote, and then you just submit a quote. So I submitted a quote on this load. They had it posted for 800, and I submitted a quote for 1450, and they haven't responded yet. It's only 8 in the morning, so they're probably still waking up. So I don't expect a response immediately on that one. However, yeah, I put a quote on there. You send it off, and they might call me back and be like, "Hey, instead of 1450, can you do like 1350 or something like that?" And I don't know. I might do it for 1350. That's still $2 a mile to go to a decent area, and it keeps me in the Midwest. So I think that's fine. Now, theoretically, yeah, a load to Dallas or something like that would probably be maybe a little bit better, but I'm just unsure how Dallas is right now. And given this week went so well in the Midwest, I want to stay here. And if I end up taking a shorter load, we're good. Okay, so Louisiana. So yeah, here's one from Ann Arbor, Michigan to Dallas. It's going to be backwards constantly. I can't help it. And I can't show you the post ID at the bottom. So they got that one posted for 1800. I'm not sure if you can see it. Now I can't show you it because the 1800 is right next to the post ID. 1800 could probably get 2000 to go to Dallas, which would probably be fine, and I might end up doing that. But I don't know. I don't know how the Dallas market is, and with produce season here in the Midwest going strong, I'm just going to try to stay in the Midwest. And I like the Midwest anyway. So trying to avoid that. However, if I can't find anything good in the Midwest, I'll just go to Texas or Louisiana or Arkansas or something like that. Totally fine. Maybe even slightly better. There is this one to Dubuque, Iowa. Again, backwards, can't help it. There's a glare, can't help it, kind of. So that's Bedford, Ohio to Dubuque, Iowa. They don't have a post on it. What I'll do, so I'll quote it right now. Let's see. Yeah, so on TQL, you just hit a quote button right there. Oh, I'm not going to show you my email, actually. Sorry, it's got my personal email. Yeah, I'm not going to show you the email. But I don't think you can read that. So you just quote it for the load. So this one was going from Bedford, Ohio to Dubuque, Iowa. So what I do, I've talked about the quick rate lookup on DAT. So this is generally what I use. Let me try to fix that glare. Hold on. Big old glare. Alright, that's a little better, I think. Yeah, that'll fix the glare, I think. Nope, not at all. Didn't do anything. I think it's the other side. Okay, whatever. Alright, so there's the quick rate lookup. Give me, I gotta fix the glare. Is that better? Where is that coming from? Oh my goodness. Okay. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. So you just type in the two places you're trying to go. Again, it's backwards for you guys, right? It's backwards on my phone. I think it's backwards on your phone. So I got like a mirror image. So left is right, right is left. I don't know if it's backwards for you guys. But you just type in the two areas. So for this load, it is Bedford, Ohio. Bedford, Ohio to Dubuque, Iowa. So you just type in the two locations right there, and then you just hit search. You can also do it for van or a reefer, and it'll give you a market average for those loads. Now you do have to take that with a grain of salt, and I know it's not like totally accurate. Oh hey, there's a bunch more comments. Huh. Akron, Ohio. Okay. Yeah, sorry, it wasn't scrolling down on the comments, so I didn't see them all at first. So, okay. Morning, everyone. Anyway, okay, so yeah, there's the load. So it'll give you an idea of what the load should pay. Yeah, it's definitely not 100% accurate, but in the context of having no other tool available. I mean, how would I know how much a load from Cleveland to Dubuque would pay? Right? I would just kind of be guessing. So it's a good tool, and I recommend it. I'm not like getting paid by DAT to say that, so just telling you. All right, so this one's going. I mean, the load basically pays about $1,000 to go to Dubuque, 15-day market average. So I'm just gonna put in $1,000. So I just hit quote it, 1,000. Put my email in there, and I'm not gonna show you my email, but there it is. It says 1,000, then my email. It's too far away, so you can't read it. And if you want to put a comment in there, you can. So I could put like, need pickup by 1,500, or need to pick up tomorrow, or something like that. But I don't need to put a comment in there, so hit send. So I put that quote out there. They might call me or they might email me about the load, and then when they do that, I'll just let you guys know. But I'm gonna keep scrolling TQL. I've had most luck with TQL. CH Robinson, I've hauled quite a few loads for them, but they're stingy. Like, I haven't had too many issues getting a decent rate-ish with TQL. My authority is still less than 6 months old. At the end of August, it gets 6 months old, so then I can get access to things like Amazon Relay and a bunch of other ones, but right now it's only 6 months old. And RXO requires 3 months authority, and Armstrong required 3 months authority. I have hauled for them. A few others require 3 months, but really at the 6 month mark is when a lot more brokers become available. And so far, yeah, TQL has been the main one I've hauled through because I don't have access to all the brokers. So there is that. As far as finding the direct shippers, I'm making phone calls. I have made multiple phone calls to multiple places, dozens of places really, and they all say pretty much the same thing. Either they work with a third-party logistics company, i.e. another carrier who also has a brokerage, or they're just not hiring owner-operators right now because they have all the owner-operators they need. So I am looking for direct shippers, but so far I have not been able to find any. So yeah, we'll just keep running the spot market till I do. This week was decent though. Last week was decent. This week was decent as well. I did need a bit of a morale boost after the last couple of weeks, so there's that. Okay. Here's one. Athens, Ohio to Appleton, Wisconsin. I'll show you the map. I guess that'll help too. So that's where it is geographically, which is okay. I mean, I would prefer it, again, like 800 miles would be better, but this one's fine. I'll do a further segment or two on what it's like to work in a private fleet. If I do a private fleet, I'll be honest, I'm not going to tell you guys. Like, I will go to a private fleet, but at that point, I'm not going to tell you because of things like doxing and, you know, trying to get you fired from your job and that sort of thing. So I will probably, I'm thinking about doing that right now, but I'm not going to tell you what company I work for. When I was at Night Transportation, I didn't care if I got fired, right? It's a mega carrier. I don't care. I was getting like 50 cents an hour. So the reason why I did it at Night Transportation, I didn't even tell them. I just started doing it. And if they're like, hey, you gotta stop your YouTube channel, I would have just quit. Like I would have quit. I don't care. Like it was 50 cents a mile. I didn't care. But if I get onto a company, you know, like Walmart or some other private fleet, I'll be honest. I'll tell you guys I'm working for a private fleet, but I'm not going to tell you which one because I don't know how they would handle this channel, right? And you know. So if I do, I'll tell you I'm working for a private fleet, but then I say I'm not going to tell you which one because they might not like it. At night, I didn't care if I got fired. It's 50 cents a mile. Who cares? All right. Anyways, Athens, Ohio to Appleton, Wisconsin. So I'm going to put an offer for this one as well. So Athens, Ohio. Where are you? There is like a ton of Athens. Athens, Ohio to Appleton, Wisconsin. So there's the market rate, and that was actually pretty decent. So from Athens, Ohio market to Appleton, Wisconsin, which is Green Bay, pays $1,300, which is actually decent. I was just there. I actually just hauled a load from Green Bay to here, and it also paid $1,300. So I'm going to route an offer on that. Again, all of these loads are picking up on Friday and delivering Monday, so they're kind of short. But I'm fine with that. I want to stay in the Midwest, and at this point, if I can get some to Omaha, Nebraska, that would be like kind of ideal, or Kansas City, that would be kind of ideal because that's like 800 miles. trucks. But I don't think that's going to happen because that's kind of a it's a very, not a slow market, but I would have to find a very specific load going there. And I don't think I'm going to find a specific load like that. So if I only go like 600 miles this weekend, I think that's fine. There's going to be like 100 miles of deadhead to go get these loads anyway, so I'm fine with that. Because I want to wake up on Monday in the Midwest, because it was really good this week. And I'm not sure how Texas is. Texas is always okay, but I know the Midwest is doing really well right now. Okay. All right, so I put that load offer to the one going to Appleton, which is Green Bay. No calls yet. Let me see. Do I have any emails? Nope. So nobody's called or emailed me yet about my offers. So I'm just going to keep throwing more and more offers out. Eventually somebody will call, and I'll answer the phone and tell you. And you can kind of listen. So scrolling through. There's a lot of loads on here I'm seeing going to like Georgia. I was just in Georgia. Well, I was in the South. I was in North Carolina, and it's not that good anymore. Yeah, some of you guys are commenting that the South kind of died, and I agree. I think the South is no longer doing too well. Their produce season, which I think is onions primarily, if I'm not mistaken, it goes from like June to July, and then in August it kind of dies. Atlanta is always okay, but I'm in no rush to go to the South. Can I haul for Landstar? No, they require 1 year of active authority. So I can haul for Landstar if I lease onto them like I was, but in order to haul for them as a private carrier like I am right now, you need 1 year active authority. All right, so here's TQL. Let's see what they say. Hi, this is Tim. What, Appleton, Wisconsin, did you say? Yes, sir. What pack? Let me Google that. How do you spell that? I got Google it. Hey, you could try the zip code. Go ahead. What, there it is. Okay, so that's a little bit further. Okay, that's a little bit further than I initially made the offer for, but what, okay. Give me a second here. Okay, what are you looking to get for it? For 13. Okay, so it picks up before 1 p.m. and where did you say? Sorry. I'm in Kent. Yeah, I think it's pretty close. Oh man, that is way off, bro. Wait. Oh, sorry. No, you know what? Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's fine. I was thinking I was confusing Athens and Akron. I thought it was in Akron, Ohio. My bad. That's completely my fault. Oh, shit. Yeah, my bad. I looked at that wrong. Okay, 1,300. All right. I'll be honest. I thought it was Akron I was looking at. Let me call you back. I might still be interested in that. Let me think about it. Okay. Can you send me an email, please? Thanks, sir. All right. Bye bye. Okay. So I sent that offer for the one going to Appleton. He called me back within like 2 minutes. I was thinking it was Akron, Ohio, that the pickup was on, which I'm right next to. It's actually Athens, Ohio, which is about 130 miles south, which is still probably fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, just go deadhead down there. There are some hills and whatnot. The road isn't the best. So I might still do that. He did accept the 1,300 I sent off, and I might do it, might not. I want to make a few more offers on a few more loads and see what happens, but that one I might end up taking. So it ends up being 670 miles loaded and 130 empty, so the deadhead is a little bit much. But I might take it. We'll see. So that's pretty much how it works. You just throw the quote out there. A lot of times they don't call you back. Sometimes they do and ask for less, and sometimes they just accept. It's pretty much how it works. I thought it was a lot more like just haggling over the phone when I first started, but actually it's not. You just throw your quote out there, and then sometimes they accept, sometimes they call and then ask to bump down 100 or 2 or whatever, and that's kind of how it does. So I thought there was a lot more haggling when I first started, but at least with CH Robinson, RXO, and TQL, that's not really the case, from my experience. So anyways, okay, so now I'm on the 7Cs. You're welcome. Just trying to book a load out of Akron. I don't know how to pronounce every city in the United States, but okay. So I'm moving over to CH Robinson. This is their load board. You can see some of the loads going out. Again, trying to stay in the Midwest. Even if I have to grab a slightly shorter load this weekend, I'm fine taking a day and a half off. I could use it. But yeah, so looking around, they got Oklahoma, Georgia, North Carolina, Wyoming, nope. Alabama, Tennessee, I could kind of do, but I don't want to. It's not that great. There's a Missouri load, St. Louis, it's okay. Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, Georgia, Tennessee. Very few loads staying in the Midwest, to be honest. Okay, so there's this one actually. Looks pretty good. So let's see, how do I cover that? I can cover it. Okay, so let me. The load number is right at the top, so I'm going to try to cut that off. So that one's going from Pennsylvania to Kansas City, Missouri, and that one's probably fine. Let's see here. It is 800 miles, 850 miles, and the deadhead is, how far is the deadhead? It's in Pennsylvania, so I know there's a little bit of deadhead. Deadhead is 100 miles. Picks up between 8 and 7. It is beverages, so it's going to be really heavy, but that's kind of the nice thing about the Midwest. It's all flat, so weight isn't as much of a problem. You know, when you're pulling hills, weight definitely matters a lot more. It's something to take into account, but yeah. So this one picks up in Pennsylvania, goes to Kansas City, Missouri, and it delivers at 1:30 a.m. on Monday. So, can I get a reset in? I think I can. This is TQL. All right, TQL's coming back. Hi, this is Tim. Yes, sir, I am the truck and I am the driver. Okay. Let me, can you give me the breakdown of the load? I'm not 100% sure if I want to take it. Give me a, okay. Okay, 44, first come, first serve. Okay, all right, yeah, let me call you back here in a bit, okay? I'm not 100% sure if I want to go to Dubuque, Iowa. So, can you send me an email with your extension so I can get you in there? Yeah, that's the one. All right, thanks, sir. All right, bye-bye. All right, so the load I offered from Bedford to Dubuque, Iowa got accepted. So that one I only put 1,000 on there. I think I undercut myself a little bit on that one. That was what the 15-day average is, but I don't know about that. I think I undercut myself. So the revenue is pretty low on that. So that would be basically $1,000 of revenue for this weekend, and that's pretty low. And I would definitely take the Appleton one before I took that one, to be honest. So I just said, yeah, send me an email, and we'll see what they say. All right. But anyways, looking at this Pennsylvania to Kansas City, so it picks up between 8 and 7. It's about 100 miles away in Pennsylvania, so it's about 2 hours let's see here. It's 9, get there at same noon. And then grab it, run it Friday, run it Saturday. I don't think I can get a reset in. Yeah. So this one right, the Pennsylvania load, I was just showing you guys right there. The drop is 1:30 a.m. and I'm trying to get a reset in, and that would be 900 miles. So if I run Friday, Saturday, I don't think I can get a reset in. It's a problem on this one. Yeah, I don't think I can do it. So, I mean, it'd be fine, but I wouldn't get a, so the average is below current conditions, yeah. I'm not sure I can get that one and get a reset in. And I think you might be right, sir. I'm trying to shoot for the higher, higher rate, so I think it is a little bit behind. I have been trying to get higher rates. Right now, though, I'll be honest, it's a Friday, and I'm willing to take a slightly below market rate just to ensure I have a load over the weekend. If it were a Monday or something, I'd definitely be shooting a little bit higher, but right now it's a Friday, and I do not want to get caught without a load, so if it's a little bit lower than the 15-day market average, I'm actually okay with that for a Friday. Monday, though, I'm shooting higher, for sure. But anyways, I'm going to pass on the Kansas City one because I don't think I can get a reset in. Okay. Oh, here's one to Sioux Falls. Ooh. That one might be okay. Okay, so here's one to Sioux Falls. Oh, you can't make an offer on it. Oh, that's dumb. Yeah. There was one to Sioux Falls. First come, first serve on both ends. But you can't make an offer on it. Sometimes they put it out there, and it's like an awareness thing. That, okay, we're about to post this load, and then you have to call in, which I could call them and put the offer in, but C.H. Robinson works the same way. You basically just click on the load, you submit the rate you want to get, and then they call you back or they don't call you back, and that's pretty much how it works. But the option to send them a rate isn't available, so I can't make an offer on it. I could call them, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Maybe later I'll call them. Anyways. Oh, and my RXO, I can't submit proposals right now. For some reason, it just gives me an error. So I'm having trouble submitting rates to RXO. They only have a handful of loads anyway. TQL and C.H. Robinson have like 10 times the amount of loads as RXO/Coyote. They're the same company. So, yeah. Anyways. So now I'm back on TQL. I just swap back and forth between TQL and C.H. Robinson, RXO, and sometimes I get on the computer and search the DAT load board. Armstrong Logistics and a couple of others I have access to, but generally speaking, they have so few loads available, it's kind of a waste of my time, because they just don't have the volume of loads available right now. Now, once I get access to like all the brokers, I'm just going to be on DAT, and I'm just going to be calling up DAT numbers, because they are, I get access to all the brokers, but right now, I only have access to a handful. Again, my authority is less than 6 months old, so, you know, it is what it is. So, let's copy. Hope you guys are liking the stream. I just figured I'd turn it on and see what happens. Okay. Kentucky, Maryland, California, Arizona, Texas, Arizona, Arkansas, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, too short. Pennsylvania, see Trump calls you, see. Yeah, no, I could definitely call them up and save their info. This one just didn't have it posted, so I just wasn't gonna bother. Again, I think I've only hauled maybe 10 loads from C.H. Robinson. They're stingy. Like, they're stingy. I've had very little luck booking loads through C.H. Robinson. TQL is far more. I've been getting better rates from TQL. Like, I just have. So, C.H. Robinson is like it's kind of the backup. So I've hauled, what am I at, like 70 loads or something like that, and I think like 55 of them have been TQL because I just kind of get a better rate from them. I think it does help at this point that I've hauled so many loads for them. They can see my record and they can see my score, and because they keep track of it. So, pushing off through. Yeah, could be. Okay, fair enough. But yeah. So I'm reading your comments there. Um, why does it do that? Yeah, my lighting is all screwed up. How do I? No. AI. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because they use the AI to automatically send one. Gotta go. Stay there. We'll stay with this. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So Cheap Freight Hauler was saying, so C.H. Robinson will use AI to do a counter offer. So you send a offer to C.H. Robinson and it'll instantly counter with like an AI generated offer. And it's usually complete trash and you never accept it. But then you can kind of call or they can call and you can get a higher rate and kind of haggle a bit with them. But yeah, so hope that makes sense. Here's an interesting one. Okay, so this one is somewhat okay. Yeah, I'll show you the map. You guys probably want to see the map. Can't show you the load. So this one's going from Leipzig, and I can't go down any further because of the load number there. This one's going from like Leipzig, Ohio to Aurora, Nebraska, which is kind of by Omaha, but it delivers Sunday. Slightly problematic because I can't get a reset in. So, you know, I want to grab a load, drive it Friday, drive it Saturday, reset Sunday, deliver it Monday. That's kind of what I want to do. And if I grab this one, I can't get a reset in. I guess I'd be resetting on Monday, which isn't ideal. So I'm going to pass on it. It's only 3,000 pounds, but all right. Sorry, guys. I got some other people. Hello, Obsolete. Good morning. My fuel pump is filled in my Freightliner Cascadia. Those aren't too bad to replace, though. That's just a pump. That shouldn't peg you too badly. Hopefully you can get that worked out. Have you ever tried Coyote? Coyote requires RXO and Coyote. So RXO bought Coyote, and RXO requires 3 months. I have hauled a couple of loads for RXO, so it's RXO / Coyote. So yes, because RXO is Coyote now, and vice versa. So the answer to your question is yes, and at this point they only require 3 months of authority because Coyote only needs 3 months of authority. Sorry to hear that, Swamp Girl. You'll get it worked out. A fuel pump isn't that bad. Alright, you're really great. I want to come in an offer so my kid can go with me all the time. Don't allow that. Yeah, obsolete. Do that. I have taken family members in my truck. I don't tell you guys because that's just none of your business, but I have done that. I just don't tell you. So, all right, we'll have time to set the timing up. Yeah, just set the timing up. Oh, okay. That's fair enough. Yeah, it doesn't make friends. Yeah, I know. I just every time I make an offer on C.H. Robinson, they're just stingy. Like TQL, I've had way better luck. It is what it is. RXO, pretty decent from the loads I've had. And then I hauled one load for Armstrong. It was that load going to California, McFarland, California. It was the one where my truck went all the way up like that. Paid okay. They didn't pay me my detention though, so I was a little annoyed by that. It was only like $40. And I suppose I could raise hell to try to get that $40 of detention. But honestly, it's probably not worth it, right? And as I look back, one thing to note, I think I've gotten paid, I don't think I've gotten paid for any of my truck orders not used. They take a long time to settle, but I'm looking back and I don't think I'm getting paid for my truck order not used because it's the shipper who has to pay it directly, not the broker. And the shipper's also, what am I going to do to the shipper, right? So, yeah, I haven't gotten paid for like any of my truck order not used, which is annoying. So I'm on the TQL load board. The Appleton, Wisconsin load seems doable. 1,300, it's 600 miles. Deadhead is 130 miles, so what was it? So, I mean, the Deadhead is a little bit much, though. And the road to pick that load up is really bad. And I think I have to go through the 70 through Indianapolis. And the 70 is absurdly bad. So all I'm doing is just I'm scrolling in between C.H. Robinson and TQL to what am I trying to do? So I'm just hopping in between C.H. Robinson, TQL, seeing what loads available, refreshing, just seeing what loads are available. Brokers pay you Tony if they sent a Raycon. Yeah, and let's see here. I got one from RXO. One of the loads from RXO did send me a Raycon. It looks like I'm gonna get that one. But I'm looking back at the previous ones, and they sent me a Raycon, but I haven't gotten paid yet. And I know it takes like 90 days for some of these to get paid. But as I look at my payment schedule on like TQL or whatever, I haven't gotten paid for them. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Which is annoying, because if the shipper just says no, we're not paying the Tonu, there's not a lot to be done, right? What am I gonna do? Sue the shipper for $150, or I guess the carrot? I don't know, or the broker, but I don't know. Haven't gotten paid for any of my Tonus recently, and I could. So one of the things I was thinking about doing is factoring my Tonus, however you want to say it. But I've actually stopped using factoring. I just don't need it anymore. And if you factor a load, a truck order not used from TQL, you're locked into TQL for like another month, and it just gets complicated. I don't remember. I should look. I don't remember Cheap Freight. Cheap Freight asked if they send you a Tonu for the Raycon, and I don't remember, straight up. So I had like 3 or 4 Tonus in the first 3 or 4 months, and I was still figuring out how to actually do like, how to actually run my own authority and the Raycons or everything. I don't remember if they sent me truck order numbers, so I don't remember. I have to look them, but I don't remember getting paid. All right. Yeah, I know it. I may not have had one, so it could be partly my fault. Okay. All right. Just scrolling, guys. I got to look a little bit here. It's hard to talk and scroll at the same time through these load boards. Good morning, Seeking Night. This is going to be a long stream, just so you guys know. It's going to be a really long stream. It might take me like an hour or two to actually book a load. It's getting a little hot. Sorry about the running engine if you hear it. How's my sound? Is it okay? Did one of you comment? Sounds good. Okay. Cool. I got a running engine over there and a running engine over there, and my windows are down because it's getting a little hot. So, yeah. And North Carolina, Virginia, Dubuque, Iowa, Georgia, Kentucky, Maryland, Arizona, Arkansas, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Georgia, California, short one to Ohio, Groveport to Oklahoma. So, that's interesting. How far is that? Through Ohio to Callister, Oklahoma. So there is a load going to Oklahoma. That seems okay. So, let's see what there. Groveport to McAllister. That one's decent, and Oklahoma, not quite the Midwest like I want to stay, but I'm going to put an offer on this one to see what it says. I'm trying to get as many contacts as possible. Yeah, I'm trying. Sorry guys, I gotta try to make an offer on this Oklahoma load. Give me a second here. So Columbus to Oklahoma pays about $2,000 for 900 miles or more. Man, sometimes the 15-day market average gets weird because it gets really wild. So it says 1,000 to 2,700, 1,800 to 2,700. And I guess if I'm going to go to Oklahoma, I would want a little more. I'm going to put an offer for 2,200 on this one. It is only 22,000 pounds. What do you think? Is that you guys say I get cheap rates? Should I put an offer for 2,200 on this Columbus to basically Oklahoma City? I'm thinking 2,200. I don't particularly want to go there, but I guess 2,200, and then if I have to book it for 2,000, I think that's fine. That'll be 224 a mile, so I think that's okay. Midwest is doing really well right now. That's why I want to stay here, but I'll go to Oklahoma just on a weekend run. So I just submitted that one for 2,200. That's a good weekend load, so we'll see if they call me back. Tennessee, California, Arkansas, Georgia, Maryland, Arkansas, Tennessee, Pennsylvania. There's a lot of short ones going like to Pennsylvania, but I don't want to do that. I want something longer. Pennsylvania. Have you made any progress getting more brokers to haul for? It's all calculated based on time. I got quite a few on. Factoring tonos gets tricky after companies after company. Yeah, see, that's the problem. The tonos are weird. Sometimes they just don't get paid. TQL, do that. At this point, I'm pretty much concluding that leasing is probably better, guys. Maybe in like 2 or 3 years this will pay off, but right now the market is just too flooded with trucks, so I think you're better off leasing to a company, and I am considering going back to leasing onto a company next year. So, hello from the Philippines. Hello, Benton. Many progress getting more brokers to haul for. So that question, it's all just time and service. So the FMCSA keeps track of how much time a carrier has been active, and then the brokers see that, and if it's not enough time, you don't get access. Period. End of story. So that's how it works. You can always get down to that, but not up. Oops, I typed myself. Yeah, I already put 2,200. Yeah. So, but see, the problem is if I put an offer out there and it's like 2,500, they oftentimes just won't even call me back. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I was a little low on that one. So this one's been posted for a while, and I have kind of considering taking this one. So this one's going from Willard, Ohio to Cherokee, Iowa. It's 800 miles for... Yeah, it's 800 miles, but the pickup is at 1,500. And my concern with that load is if I go and try to pick this thing up at 1,500 today, A, I gotta wait, and B, if I get there and there's a problem and they can't load me, then I don't have a load on a Friday. So I've been hesitant to try to make an offer on that one. To the bottom feeders. Exactly, cheap. Cheap freight. Okay. So, how many emails? I am considering the Appleton, Wisconsin load. They accepted my offer for 1,300. I got a deadhead about 130 miles, and then it's about 700 miles to the actual place, so about 800 miles total, half of it empty, or 100 miles of it empty, so it pays really about $2 per mile to go to basically Green Bay, and it just came from Green Bay, totally fine market. Little bit on the shorter side, and the rate, I don't know, not too good, so it's not like a slam dunk load, but it keeps me in the Midwest. I started my 30 a few months ago, but I pull flatbeds, that might be different. Yeah, flatbed is going to be different. Yeah, there's too many vans on the road. That's all there is to it. If you're going to get your own authority, you pretty much have to go flatbed. You don't have to, but you'd be better off. I should have done flatbed, and I did consider switching to flatbed when I first started my authority, but I wanted just to keep it in line. I've been doing van the whole time, so I'm like, all right, getting your authority is already complex enough, and trying to learn a whole new equipment set, what the markets are, I felt was just too much of a stretch. So I chose to stay with van, and maybe I should have just made the jump to flatbed, but kind of too late. I already got a trailer, so yeah. Okay. Again, all I'm doing is I'm just switching between CH Robinson and TQL. I'm having troubles making offers on RXO. Like the website is like not allowing me to make offers, so it is what it is. Oklahoma. Yeah, I think the Oklahoma load might be a little bit better. They haven't called me back yet, so just waiting on that. Let's see, from the southeast. So we're talking like Texas or something like that. Freight Finder or Cheap Freight. Could run Texas. I prefer the Midwest, to be honest. Alright, I'm going to try RXO, and whenever I try to send an offer on an RXO load, it gives me like this thing, like I'm already assigned to a load, it says, but I'm not. So I think their website is being dumb. So I'm going to try calling up. There was one load going to Omaha, Nebraska, when I searched their load board a little while ago. But, yeah, so there it is. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. Gotta hide the load number. Yeah, so this is the load I was kind of looking at. This is RXO/Coyote now. And this one's going from Ohio, whatever that place is, to Omaha. And that one would be ideal, but every time I try to place a bid, it says my truck is already in use, which it's not. Let me try it again. What did I just do? Alright, so I'm making an offer on this one. Now, trying to make an offer on this load. And it keeps saying unable to assign a driver. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to try to call them and make an offer on this one, if it'll let me. Good morning. I'm just trying to basically call up this Omaha, Nebraska load. And this Omaha, Nebraska load is actually pretty ideal. It's just the right distance, and I think I can get a decent rate for it if I can get on it, if I can find it. But it won't let me submit an offer, so I'm going to have to call them. Unless it just disappeared. Hold on. Where'd you go? That load may have gotten booked. Oh no, there it is. Okay, so Willoughby, Ohio to Omaha. So Cleveland to Omaha says it pays about $1,700 to $2,000. So I'll probably shoot off. Honestly, I'll probably just shoot off like. I'll offer $1,700 because that's a perfect load. It's a perfect distance going to a decent area all across the Midwest, perfectly flat. So I'd be willing to take it for $1,700. Maybe undercutting myself a little bit, but given the distance of that load and the fact there's not much deadhead, I think that's actually, I think it's okay. And it only weighs 9,000 pounds, so I think it's fine. So I'm gonna call them up and try to offer $1,700. Let's see what they say. All right. I may have to mute it because I'm not going to tell you guys my MC. Anastasia, this is Tim. I was calling about a load you guys had posted going from Willoughby, Ohio to Omaha, Nebraska. Load number is all right. So I was saying like MC numbers and load numbers and phone numbers and this kind of stuff, and I'm just gonna mute that. You're not. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, that's not happening. Can't do that. Hello everyone. I was just on the phone with Arxo trying to book a load to Nebraska from Ohio. Got a very thick Russian or potentially Ukrainian accent, and basically, I don't know, they said the requirements were weird, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling this load anyway. So anyways, it's Trucking America. Am I? Thank you. Hello John Doe. Hello that one guy. Hello everyone who just showed up. Fanel. Am I saying that? Fanuel? Yeah, Fanuel. Laurent. How you doing, man? All right. And honestly, I don't know if things are going to improve next year. Honestly, there's too many trucks. I've kind of said it. If they don't ban the non-domicile CDL holders, I don't think things are going to get better. I'm starting to realize this, like, because there's just an endless flood of, when you have an endless flood of potential drivers, it doesn't matter how good the market gets, but when you have an unlimited supply of potential drivers who work for nothing, market's going to be bad. That's all there is to it. Okay, that Appleton, Wisconsin load is starting to call my name a little bit. It's not the greatest. It isn't the longest, but it does get me through the weekend, kinda. And I'm completely fine taking a day and a half reset, and just staying in the Midwest. So I might book that Appleton, Wisconsin one. Should I book the Appleton, Wisconsin one? I don't know if I can do a poll on here. Can I? Let's see. No, I don't know how to do a poll. Let me see. Stop chat, live chat. Okay. So it's basically Athens, Ohio to Appleton, Wisconsin. About 700 miles, paid $1,300. So I mean, that's not very good, is it? Yeah, it's not very good at all. But yeah, not sure. So, back on TQL. Again, trying to stay in the Midwest, but I don't know if it's going to work. I can take the Appleton load. Omaha runs for $2,200. She said she already had an offer for 17. And look, if is that for dry van? Dan, is that for dry van? Because I made the offer for 17. If the load would normally go for 22, she would have immediately accepted it, right? So she said she already had an offer for $1,700 from another carrier. So I mean, if the load goes for 22, then she would have automatically accepted my offer of 17. So questionable. Calling company like JP Hunt and book a load. JP Hunt, I think they require 1 year of active authority. So yes, if you have 1 year of active authority, which I don't. I'm really limited to TQL and CH Robinson. Yeah, that one guy. I'm starting to get a little bit. I did tell Chief. I did tell her to call the other carrier. I told her if that other carrier is a better carrier, then you should haul with them. I literally said that to her. So I did say that. But yeah, no, yeah, trucking's getting a little bit burned out as well. I still like the over-the-road stuff, but you know, you sacrifice a lot, family life, social life, right? So, yeah. Oh, here we go. Lima, Ohio. Alright, so here's a load. I'm definitely going to make an offer on it. This one is Lima, Ohio to Lincoln, Nebraska, which is Omaha. It's just past Omaha. Deadhead is a little bit. I'm looking at, what is that, about oh god, it just went away, crap. So that's like 100 and some odd miles of Deadhead. But I might be willing to do that. Like, Omaha, Nebraska is probably like the choice here, because of the distance. It keeps me in the Midwest. It's flat, and it still pays okay. So the market rate is anywhere between 13 and 18 for that kind of row. I'll throw out 16 and see what they say. They go find it again because it just went away. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Omaha / Lincoln is pretty solid. So yeah, there's the load again. I'm gonna make an offer for 16 on it. Very light. It's only 7,000 pounds. So if I can get that, I'll definitely do it. The Deadhead is 145 miles, but I'm fine with that. If it goes to Omaha, I'm fine with that. So 1,600. Okay, so I just shot a rate over to them. Here's what the screen looks like. It's got my email on it, so I'm not showing it all the way. But yeah, I just shot that off, so we'll see if they call back. Yeah, Omaha is ideal. Run same lanes as I do. Good. Right, get down to Houston because I can always get back from the Northwest. Yeah, has Texas been okay? I haven't been there in a little while, so. I haven't been there in a little while. I did do that run where I went from Texas to Midwest and back, and it was a really good week. But I don't know. I haven't been to Texas. Trying to stay in the Midwest. Very good in the Midwest right now, so I'm fine with it. Can you work with Molo? I don't think so. I've never heard of them, to be honest. Reward. Lowe's. JB Hunt, I think, requires a year, and I think Warner requires a year of active authority. Good area. Yep, I agree, Dan. Market gives you ample opportunities. Yeah, at 1 year I get access to more brokers and whatnot. But I'm starting to think that the market is just not going to improve unless they ban the non-domicile CDL holders. I know that pisses people off. They called a bunch of names for saying stuff like that, but if you have an unlimited supply of drivers, it does not matter how good the market gets, because you just have an unlimited supply of drivers. So I'm starting to kind of look at that going, it may not get better, you know. Just supposed to be going, Louisiana. I don't want to go south right now if I don't have to. Could be. Okay, guys, let me see here. I might call that Lincoln, Nebraska load and just see what they say. that Lincoln, Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska is like the perfect length for a weekend load, while also keeping me in the Midwest. Now it is on the edge of the Midwest, but I'm okay with that. So if they don't call me back here with that Lincoln, Nebraska load, I might give them a call and then just talk to them directly and see if I can get that load booked for around $1,500, which is about $2 a mile. But we'll see. Fine. Yeah, it could be. I mean, if I get access to more brokers, maybe things will get a whole lot better. I don't know. I just look at it and it's like, okay, there is an unlimited supply of low-paid drivers that are just flooding the market, you know? So it's like, yeah, when you have those dynamics in play, it's like, well, can the market ever really improve? Questionable in my opinion, and I'm starting to realize this. And honestly, I got my own authority just because I wanted to see, like I had to see, right? It's like, you know, I'm like one of those guys, like if you tell me the stove is hot, I'm gonna go touch the stove, right? The stove is hot. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's hot. Now, ow, now I got a burnt hand, right? A hand burn. So I'm like, yeah, I know the spot market's not good, but I'm like 100%. I'm going to stay in the spot market. Like, I gotta try it, right? I gotta try it. I gotta see. I'm one of those guys. You know, the stove is hot, wet paint. I'm gonna check, right? So, and if it isn't looking too good, well, I'll go for a private fleet. Go lease back on. Go do whatever. Completely okay with it. I am kind of looking at this point. Home daily, starting to look pretty good. Starting to get there. Get to that point. So. 30 viewers. Yay. That's a ton. I'm going to call this Lima, Ohio to Lincoln, Nebraska load, and I'm going to try to see if I can get it booked. So I'm going to wait 5 more minutes. This one is the one I'm particularly interested in at this point. Yeah, it's coming in pretty good. Lima, Ohio, to Lincoln, Nebraska. Can't go down any further because of the post AD. I am in Kent, Ohio right now. Oh, from Oregon. I'm from Oregon. Keep rolling. But anyways, sorry. This load right here is looking pretty good. It's pretty much the exact right distance to get me through the weekend, and it's staying in the Midwest, although Omaha is obviously on the edge of the Midwest. Still pretty solid, and I'm trying to get this one. I'm going to wait maybe 5 more minutes, and then don't call me. I'm going to call them, and I'm going to try to get this load booked, because this is pretty ideal. It's pretty solid. But yeah. No, I'm from Oregon originally. If you've ever seen The Goonies, I'm from that part of town, that area of Oregon. So, yeah, Oregon. This one kind of interesting. Yeah, Oregon has good flatbed runs. It's definitely on the table, you know, but still looking into it. But this one is going from Ann Arbor to Kansas City. However, there are 4 drops, it says in there. Wisconsin, Illinois, Kansas, and Kansas. So, yeah, I usually don't deal with the multi-droppers because those can go really bad. Those can go really bad. Usually the broker is like trying to piece together a bunch of LTL loads on your behalf and having you do it. And that means the broker basically has to plan out 4 stops. And oftentimes they don't care enough to properly plan out the 4 stops, and you can get kind of screwed. So, just press insurance for my car. Will it? Will it? I'm hoping next year my insurance drops by $1,000, maybe $500. It'll definitely drop next year, and that'll help. But yeah, Oregon flatbed freight. Yeah, it's all wood. It's all wood. I know I'm hauling wood up there. Wood and fish. Those are the 2 industries in Oregon. Wood and fish. And that's about it. Okay, here's a kind of interesting one. So, that one's gone. I'm fine. Alright, I'm going to try calling that Lincoln load. Again, that one's pretty ideal for what I want to accomplish. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to call TQL, let them know. So let's see here. I offered 16 on it, which is $2.10 per mile. I might go... Where would I go? Yeah, a little bit of metal too. So it's... I put 1,600 on it. I might go down to 1,450. Yeah, I think I'd probably go to 1,450. Again, the Omaha run would be pretty much perfect for me, so I'd be willing to take a little bit less. Takes me perfectly through the weekend. Or no, that doesn't make sense, because if I'm going to do that, I may as well get the Appleton one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just call them and tell them 1,600. Oh no, it is super light. I'll go 1,500 on it. It's only 7,000 pounds. Alright, so I'm on the phone and I'm probably going to mute you guys here in a second. There's 8 calls ahead of me. So, I don't know if it's 8 calls for this load or it's 8 calls for this broker and they're just a little bit behind. Not sure. Okay, so I am on the phone, I'm just on hold, and there's a bunch of people ahead of me. Now there's only 5. Yeah, I guess I can show you again. This is the C.H. Robinson loads. There's no. So, North Carolina, Illinois, Oklahoma. These are the loads I'm seeing on C.H. Robinson. I can't actually record C.H. Robinson. They have like an admin block, so when I try to do a screen record, it doesn't work. Yeah, but again, just trying to stay in the Midwest, or if I have to, going down to Texas seems fine as well. But those are the loads. About 20. I'm next in line, so I'm probably going to move you guys. Yes, it is, Lance. I thought I might give it a shot. I'm trying to book a load out of Ohio to hopefully somewhere in the Midwest. So, hopefully I'm entertaining enough. Yeah. Stay at Landstar. It's not worth it out here. Yeah, I think like the number one bit of advice I would give to anyone going owner-operator, whether it's your own authority or Landstar or whatever, is flatbed. Flatbed is protected from non-domicile CDL holders because they don't do it. They do flatbed, they do reefer right there, you know, so it just doesn't work that well. Yeah, you can't do the drop-in hooks if you are at Landstar and you have your own trailer. And the drop-in hooks are the contracted freight. So I always, if you go to Landstar, don't bring a trailer. It hurts you. It's weird because you don't get access to the drop-in hooks, which are the contracted freight, which is a good freight. So a flatbed, it might be different though. I don't know about flatbed. I'm still on hold. So again, this is the load I'm trying to call for. Lima, Ohio to Lincoln, Nebraska. It's only 7,000 pounds. Offered 16, I'll take 15. It's the perfect distance, keeps me in the Midwest. It's light and okay. It's not a slam dunk load, but by any stretch. After everything's said and done, it'll only pay about, hold on. Okay, so that one actually was going from Sydney, Ohio to Hastings, Nebraska, so it was even further west, so my deadhead was further, and Hastings is further away from Lincoln, so that was even further, the whole thing was even further away, so I wasn't too interested. I told him like 2K, I'm like, yeah, I wasn't interested too much at that point. Sometimes the brokers will put something, and then you call them up and it's like further away. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if maybe that's deceptive, maybe it's just an accident, you know, but whatever. Okay. So I did make an offer on this one earlier from Maumee, Ohio to Fridley, Minnesota. Fridley, Minnesota is Minneapolis. And deadhead, about 124 miles. I think I offered $13.50 for it. But it's 44,000 pounds. I don't know. I don't know. It's almost 10, so I'm getting ready. Like usually at about 10:30, I usually just try to book. Yeah, I'll weigh my options, and I'll usually book one of the loads that has been offered around 10:30. So you don't want to wait too long, especially on a Friday. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing too much. Yeah, it wasn't. Hastings is a way worse market than Lincoln/Omaha, so. You're muted. Yeah, I had you guys on mute because I was in a phone call, and when I'm on with a broker, I'm saying like phone numbers and IDs and stuff like that. So I'm gonna mute you guys. Is open deck? That's surprising. I would think they wouldn't necessarily be able to do it competently enough, to be honest. So, I'll change the could be. So unfortunately, I'm not seeing a whole lot in the Midwest. The Athens to Appleton might be my best bet, maybe. I pretty much have a choice. I can either take a shorter run this weekend and take like a day and a half reset, which I'm totally fine with, or I can drive below to Texas or the South and then go into the Texas or South and get a higher revenue. Both are fine, but I don't mind taking like a day and a half this weekend of reset. I could kind of use it, you know. Yeah, the Oklahoma load, I don't know where it went. I never got a response for it, you know. Yeah, the Oklahoma load, let me see if I can find it. Where was that load? I think it's gone. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say don't book anything for less than $2 per mile, but that's not the way economics work. Like, if economically there's more trucks available and if everyone's hauling loads for less than $2 per mile, yeah, I mean, you think the foreign CDL drivers are going to haul loads for $2.50 per mile? You'll be sitting the rest of your life. Okay. Did I make an offer on that one? Okay. There is this one. This is another Oklahoma load. Orville, Ohio to Bonita, Oklahoma. It's kind of by Joplin. 35,000 pounds. A couple tolls in your way, but nothing big. I'll make an offer on that one. This is C.H. Robinson though. And they're stingy. I have not had any luck booking loads for them. Okay, same market rate is about 1,800. right there, give or take. Maybe it's accurate, maybe it's not, but I have nothing else to go on. So I'll put, this one's decent. First come, first serve on both ends, so that's always nice. The first come, first serve loads are always really fast on pickup and delivery. 800 miles, it's pretty good. I'm going to offer $17.50. And then this is how you offer on the load board. It's got a load number there, so I'm not going to show you. I just type in my offer right there. I hit submit, and then it'll auto-generate. Yeah, they're not going to accept 2100 Pro. It'll AI generate the exact same offer, counter offer. So yeah, the COVID thing, that's when I got in. I went into the market thinking that things would get better. So when I started driving at Night Transportation, I knew the market was awful, but I'm like, all right, you know, I'll get in now, lease a truck for a while, then purchase a truck, then go to Landstar, then get my own authority, and by the time I get my own authority, which is right now, the market should improve, but it didn't. So that was like, okay, you know, I tried to time it, and I don't know. And my opinion here is becoming like, I don't think things are going to get better as long as non-domicile CDL holders can flood the market with impunity. Because no matter how good the market gets, if you have an unlimited supply of drivers who work for very low wages, the market will always be bad. Yeah, they can't get much worse than right now, that one guy. 2026 will probably be better, but I'm really banking on them. No more non-domicile CEO holders. Like, they need to be banned. It's not okay. But I don't know if they will. And if they don't ban them by the end of the year, I'm probably going to go back to a private fleet, or go to a private fleet, and just do it that way. I could use home daily anymore. You know, I'm not getting any younger here now, so I'd like to... There are these other people in this world. I don't know if you guys know about them. I see them around, but they're very rare at truck stops. They're called girls. You may have seen them. You may even have one. But it's really hard to date when, you know, you move around so much. So I don't know. I'm kind of interested in those people. So I'd like to, you know, maybe, you know, try to get into a place where I could regularly go see a girl, or, you know, date around a little bit. And I don't know. I don't see any out there, except for maybe the lizards. So it's, you know, something in the back of my mind, like if I get a home daily route, well, I can start, you know, dating around, which I do want to start doing. I'm not getting any younger, so. That was Hoover, by the way. Alright, so this load that I made an offer for $13.50 is still there. Well, it got accepted at $1,300. Let me zoom out here. It's basically, it's Athens, Ohio to basically Green Bay. I just came from Green Bay, and it's fine up there. It's 130 miles of deadhead, and then 670 miles to the actual location. So it's basically $2 per mile square. Should I book that? What do you guys think? Honest question, so honestly, I'm thinking about doing it. Appleton, or Athens to Appleton, it's about 650 miles, but there is 100 miles of deadhead, and they accepted my offer for $1,300, and that's a pretty good market up there. Should I book that? Yeah, the more drivers are, yeah, it delivers Monday, so I'm okay taking a day and a half off though. I could use some time off, and it's really pretty up here this time of year. So it's not like a slam dunk load, but gets me moving, keeps me in the Midwest where I want to be, and goes to a decent area. It just, the pay is not great. But what do you think? Yeah, things are skimpy on Friday. Yeah, I mean, the Friday loads, I mean, you can screw yourself on a Friday real bad if you don't find something. And that load could go pretty quickly, So, thinking about just grabbing it and just heading out there. It's fine, right? It's not like I'm not going to be bragging about this load on the weekly recap, right? But it's fine. Yeah, and about the more drivers there are, the cheaper the freight is. The ATA, my understanding is the mega carriers pay the ATA, so it's just the mega carriers want as many drivers as possible. So it's a decent area. It is a decent area. That's why I am seriously considering grabbing it. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking about going up there. Short load. Again, nothing, not a slam dunk, but gets me moving. Goes to a decent-ish area. That's actually pretty decent up there now that I'm thinking about it. $1,300, about $2 per mile. 1,300. Shortish. Take some time off. Totally flat. All right, let's just go to Appleton. That one's fine. All right. So, gonna meet you guys. Just wait there. All right, so I muted you guys. I might mute you though. I'm on hold. The quick trips. I love the quick trips. I'm gonna reset at a quick trip. I get their chocolate peanut butter bars. They're so good. Hi, this is Tim. I was calling about a load you guys had from Marietta, Ohio to Waukesha, Michigan. Okay, so it was covered. So that's, you know, one of those things where you book it right away, right? At this point, I'm pretty much looking, okay, I'm just going to book a decent load, hopefully staying in the Midwest, and, you know, that's the way it's going to be. Yeah. Yeah, Wisconsin is pretty. It's really pretty up there. Oh, hey. Maybe it's good. This one just popped. That's better. That is way less deadhead. It's going to Milwaukee. Oh, that's a Monday pickup. Never mind. They're showing the. Sometimes they'll show you like crappy loads that you don't want. So. All right. Well. This one I did call, or I did send a message earlier. I think I said 1300. Similar thing, going to Minneapolis. I'm going to call them up and see if I can get it for 1300. Very similar to the one I just tried to book. Instead of Wisconsin, it's Minneapolis, which may be a little worse, but let's see if I can get this one. All right, I said 1250. It is a little closer than that Athens, Ohio load. So I don't know. I'm just sort of trying to get moving at this point. I'm not in a panic or anything, but I do kind of want to grab something and get moving at this point. It is 10 o'clock, and you know, I don't want to be sitting here for the weekend. There is always this one. So this one, I have not yet made an offer on it, but it's actually pretty decent. So this one's going to from Willard, Ohio to Cherokee, Iowa. Deadhead is a lot closer, but it picks up at 1500. So if I try to pick it up and there's something wrong with it, and I'm unable to pick it up, I'm going to be screwed for the weekend. That's the only thing. But it's only 13,000 pounds. Let me see here. So, let's see what this one. Willard, Ohio. So that one, I don't know, I might be able to get 1,500 for it. And that one's perfectly fine. It's like Sioux Falls is where it is. I'm gonna try to shoot out 1,500 and see what happens. Alright, I just fired out. Thank you, one guy. That's why I started the channel, so hope you like it. Yeah, sell your truck. I should have just bought Bitcoin. Should have bought Bitcoin. Or GameStop. I have to go piss in the bushes. I'll be right back. Alright. It's getting a little hot in here, to be honest. Alright. Alright, so that... Yeah, I know, it's flying all around, I can't stop it. So this Iowa one just said, can you do it for 1,300? He responded via email. So I originally said, I'll do it for 15. He said, can you do 14? I'm going to say, he said, I'll do it for, can you do it for 13? I'm going to say, give it to me for 14. And then I'm probably going to go book that load to Iowa. I'm going to call him to make sure I got it. Yeah, he said 1350, and I was like, yeah, 14 is really, like, it's $50, but it's like whatever. That load's going to be picking up here in a bit. I don't know, maybe I should just grab like a really short one, you know, just grab something for like $700-800, you know, because these loads going to like Lincoln and everything like that, yeah, the revenue's high, but they're heavy, or they're just not all that great. So I don't know. I might just grab a kind of a local one and just chill out for the weekend. Take like a full day and a half to reset. Because I'm not feeling these ones. The rate per mile is only about $1.80 per mile, which I'm not impressed with. You know. And that one had appointments, so appointments are usually, they take a long time to unload. Yeah, I know. That one was, I don't know. He was like coughing and shit into the phone as well. So I was like, this is pretty unprofessional. Like maybe he was sick or something. And I think I was on speakerphone, so the whole thing was like, I don't know. Let's see here, let me try this. Yeah. So that one was a weird one. I could just grab something to the south, go to Texas or something like that. Yeah, maybe I should just go to Texas. Let me see what they got. Texas is fine. Oh yeah, no, I do that all the time. I'm just not doing it right now. I also have an e-bike. I bought it like last month. I haven't told you guys about it, but it's pretty awesome. So I've actually been just getting on the e-bike and just like rolling around wherever I want. That's low-key another reason why I was looking to stay in the Midwest, because the weather's perfect for biking right now. Whereas in Texas, it's going to be an inferno. So, you know, low-key, that was kind of another reason why I didn't want to do that. But yeah, I agree, that one guy. Man, it starts better right now. Yeah, I spent the weekend in Chicago when I couldn't find a load. Dude, that place is actually pretty cool. Like, you know, I give these cities a lot of shit, you know? But it was cool to walk the skyline of Chicago, I'm not gonna lie. And it wasn't as dirty as I thought it would be. And it was 10 times bigger than I thought. I thought Chicago, you know, I knew it was bigger than like Vegas, but I didn't realize it was literally like 10 times the size of Vegas. It's massive. Yeah, it was a cool visit. I just walked around for the weekend, both days. It's really cool there, actually. Just the skyline, you know, it's huge. Wouldn't want to live there, but just walking around and just viewing the skyline, it's endless too. It's not like one little city block of skyscraper skyline. It's like 10 square miles. It just keeps going. Like, you sit there in the center, and then you look down the rows, and there's just skyscrapers. And boom, 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 and then you look to your left, and skyscrapers. Boom, 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 all the way down. So that was pretty cool. And I do recommend, you know, doing that. If you're ever stuck in Chicago, yeah, just take an Uber ride down there. There are bad areas of Chicago, but actually the city center is fine. Yeah, I visited, where have I visited? Chicago, Austin, and then places like Reno, obviously Vegas, Salt Lake City. I've done a lot of that. Portland, all that good stuff. But I'm kind of from those areas, but I did it while trucking as well. So it's cool to visit these areas. I'm thinking a short one. There actually isn't too much even to like Texas, as I'm seeing stuff here. Let's see. There's a handful. I don't know. Is Portland safe? Yeah, compared to a lot of the other places, yeah, it's not too bad. It's just weird. There's like homeless, you know, they got it, but like in terms of everything else, it's okay, right? It's okay. It's for a mega city, it's decently safe. I won't want to live there, but it's okay. Here's a load going from Cleveland to Oklahoma City. First come, first served today, 07. Oh, that's a Tuesday drop. Never mind. That's a Tuesday drop. I don't want that. Yes, for dry van, yes. Midwest is best right now. Which is why I'm just trying to stay here. And, okay, here's a fascinating one. This one picks up in Ohio, somewhere, I gotta find it, and then it goes to Iowa. It picks up today and drops tomorrow. So I could pick it up today, drive it, drop it tomorrow, potentially grab something on Saturday, but not very likely, and then keep going. Wapakoneta, Ohio. I'm gonna offer this one. Okay, Ohio to Adel, Iowa. I don't know where either of those are. Yeah, so that should pay, okay, so it's Des Moines. So it should pay about $1,100, give or take. And I'm looking to book it, because that one's actually pretty okay, so. Yeah, first come, first serve on both ends. Yeah, I'm gonna make it. So I'm gonna put an offer for $1,150. No, $1,100. That one's actually pretty decent. Because I can drop it tomorrow and then maybe I can get something over the weekend. Probably not. Oh, they're not like, didn't work. I'll try it here in a minute. That one would be okay though. $10.30, sort of getting into like a, not dangerous territory, right? But I do need to get something this weekend. Don't want to sit. So, don't want to be desperate, but you don't want to sit for the weekend either. It's getting really hot in here. Yeah, it wouldn't let me submit the offer. Sometimes they'll post something and then they'll post it and let it bake for a little bit, and then you can make an offer. That's how C.H. Robinson works. It's kind of weird, but it wouldn't let me submit the offer. Or maybe it went away. Actually, it disappeared. Yeah, the load's gone. I don't know. Huh. Okay. Interesting. This is why I was booking longer loads recently, because this is, this has been 2 hours, right? And on a Friday, it gets really difficult, right? So this is why booking the longer loads can be a lot, it's a lot simpler, but I'm basically looking to book shorter loads in the Midwest. I guess it'd be better just to book shorter loads in the Midwest, and if I have to sit for a day and a half over the weekends, that's probably better. I could use time off, edit the videos. There is this one going to Nebraska, but this is one, it delivers Sunday, so I don't think I can get a reset in. So I guess I would end up delivering it Sunday and then resting Monday. Deal. Am I still live? My phone did something weird there. Yeah, I'm still live. Could go to Georgia or something like that. Okay, good. My phone, YouTube did something weird, so I wasn't sure if I was still there. Chad, I'd say you probably should have about $30,000 to cover maintenance and fuel and whatnot. If you want, I guess you could do like 10,000 cash and then 20,000 if you have a credit card. That could also work. Not ideal. What's your goal, RPM or gross per day or a week? Both. For right now, I've been shooting. I already got 5,000 of revenue locked up for the week, so it's been a decent week. So if I can get basically another 1,000. That would be okay. However, that 1,000 would end up on Monday's paycheck, right? So, at this point, I might just book a shorty for about $1,000, high revenue, maybe going to somewhere short, and then just basically kind of take a couple of days off this weekend just to unwind. That does sound quite nice. The weather is really nice. I can go for some bike rides and just unwind after the last couple weeks of hell, so I'm not going to complain. Let's try RXO. I actually haven't checked them. Their app isn't letting me submit offers. So I've kind of been ignoring them, but maybe they got something. I'll have to call them though. Okay, this one actually looks okay. Yeah, I think I can show you that. Yes, I got to cut it off. So, Kent, Ohio to Fulton, Michigan, which is kind of right in the center between St. Louis and Kansas City. 656 miles. There's no deadhead. It's picking up here. Picks up between 9 and 3. Drops 10 a.m. on Monday. I'm going to try to place a bid on it for, I don't know, what are we looking at here? In Ohio. Fulton, Michigan, or Missouri. So a load like that pays about $1,100, give or take. I think I want to book that one. That one's actually, there's no deadhead. It gets me moving. So I'm gonna kind of I'm just gonna put 1050. That's exactly $2 a mile, and try to get it because that one's actually pretty. Given where I am and given where that one's going, that's not bad. So let's try it, 1050. Yeah, it's still not letting me shoot out offer, so I'm gonna have to call them. It says I still have a load assigned to me, but I don't, so it's being just really stupid. Truck's running fine. You know, it blew the radiator, but okay, it does happen, right? But in terms of like pulling hills and everything like that, besides when it blew the radiator, it's doing fine. But my understanding is these Freightliners do start to implode at about 500,000 miles. So mine's at 300. All right, I'm calling them right now, so I'm gonna probably meet you guys. This load is pretty ideal to where I live, only 10,000 pounds. So, oh, TQL is calling me. Hold on. Hi, this is Tim. Oh. Yeah, not fist pumping that one, but it's okay. So we're going to Cherokee, Ohio, and gets me moving, 700 miles. Am I muted still? Am I still muted? Good now. Okay. Okay, so I booked the load to Cherokee, Ohio. He called me back and he accepted 1,400. Not great. Gets me moving, keeps me in the Midwest. Delivery 07 on Monday, so I just drop it 07 Monday. and then I'm in a good area-ish. Still in the Midwest. It's kind of by Sioux City. Gets me moving. I'm fine with it for now. So that's what we ended up booking, guys. So hope you like this. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now because I gotta get ready. But let me know what you think of these. I'll probably do a couple more. This one's a pretty long one. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Let's see. How do I end the stream? I don't know how to end the stream. Okay. This might end it. Yeah, okay, bye.